what we're about to talk about today is what so many people have been refusing to talk about. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, I'm Jane and you're welcome to my space. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to thumbs up the video, leave a comment, and let's make it very interactive with the comments. Let's talk about foreigners in the Philippines. Ever since, foreigners have not been allowed to work in the Philippines and you can't get jobs in BPOs. I'm going to talk from a student perspective because I came here as a student. So if you come here, you can't get part-time jobs. Like, you know how in the UK, in the US, you can do like part-time jobs just to support yourself as a student. They don't allow it here. I think it's generally not allowed in Asia, or maybe allowed in some part of Asia, I don't know, but here you're not allowed to work. Sometimes BPO services employ foreigners that work for them, but you have to give them something that is different. Let's say you have the opportunity to speak other languages like Portuguese, Spanish, you know, other country languages, which is something that most Nigerians, let me say, don't have the privilege of, because we don't get to speak all those other languages. Most of us only just know our language, French and English. Majority of the time we don't get to have the opportunity to have those kind of jobs. It's illegal. If you're using a student visa, you're not allowed to work. But if you want to work in BPO services, that they're going to have you get a work visa, and for you to get a work visa is actually really difficult. Most of the time the company that you're working with would not want to be so involved in the process. They would leave you to do everything by yourself, and sometimes you get frustrated, and at the end of the day you decide, you know, not to continue working, because it's like the requirements that keep coming up, and the thing is, the moment you stop working with that company, they take the visa away from you. You're literally like back to square one, and you have to start figuring out yourself on how to get back on track. As a foreign student, you are not allowed to work, but most times this is some foreigners who came, you know, on skilled visas, whereby they already got a job here and their reason for coming here is actually for that job. That is a whole different thing. Maybe you were hired for a specific reason. That is completely different. Move on to the business aspect. If you want to run a business here, you can't run it 100%, but recently they passed a bill, I think, that, you know, foreigners can now own 100% of their business. I don't know how true this is. Do your research if you intend to start up your own business. They recently passed a bill for that. I saw it sometime. It was going around on, you know, social media and all that, but I didn't really go to read about it because I just wasn't interested. When it comes to landed property, you as a foreigner, you are allowed to buy condo units, you're allowed to buy apartments in residences, but you cannot own a land to your name. So the only way you can own a land is if you have a child here, or you're married, you buy the land in the name of your partner or in the name of your child. Why I wanted to let you guys know all of this, or stated all of this out, is because this is the reason why foreigners here cannot get rich, period. Asia in general, especially if you're a westerner, it's really not the best place to stay. It is affordable if you're coming for school. It's affordable if you're, you know, coming for business, whereby maybe you're sourcing your products from here and then selling back in your country. That is a different thing. But if you're coming to settle in Asia, I just think it's not right place, except you're going to places like Japan, Korea, which I don't know how it works there, but maybe those places are a lot more better. Singapore and the rest of them. As far as I'm concerned about the Philippines, it is not the best place to come and settle, because you would never get rich except you're willing to go, you know, into the whole partnership thing. You're most likely not to get rich. Let me not say never, because, you know, except you're really ready to do partnership with, you know, a Filipino citizen, and most of the time it really doesn't go as planned, because these people Filipinos can switch up on you. I'm sorry, the way they switch up on on foreigners is funny. If you watch a recent video I did with Janini, she said it, they literally get to know so much about you, get involved with you, and then they drop you. So you need to really be in partnership with someone that is trustworthy and someone who is not so greedy, and because they feel it's their country, most of the time they take advantage of that. You cannot do anything about it. So at the end of the day, you see foreigners who are here. There are some foreigners that came here with like lots of money invested, and then at the end of the day, the woman, probably the Filipina, will push them out and take, you know, everything that he invested in, because most of the time it's in their name. And these men do this thing sometimes out of love and trust, and at the end of the day they get betrayal and all of that. I mean, I wish I had foreigners that are willing to come on my YouTube and just like talk about their experiences. You guys, you will hear a lot, like you will hear a lot of stories, and you're like, what is going on? So if you're going to do all of that investment section, I feel like you should trust the person, do your thorough research, and be sure that this person is not going to switch up on you one day and take everything. If you want to do online selling, like on Shopee, Facebook, all of that, like produce your own product or buy your own product, private label them, and then resell, sometimes it's quite difficult. So let me give you an instance. I'm African, I'm black, and we that are black, we have some kind of different taste when it comes to jewelry, when it comes to makeup, when it comes to fashion. Like, it's completely different from what people in the Philippines would consider fashion. Like, the typical fashion here is casuals, but for us, we love the extra, you know, the extra stuff. We love jewelries. We love, like, a Filipino doesn't even need to layer 2 jewelries, for instance, but for us it's a thing. Okay, we want those bold jewelries, gold that is, you know, making statements. Like, when you come in, we always want to look rich, we always want to look attractive, and you always want to be this showstopper. Like, once you just come in, everybody's like, okay, who's the girl, okay? So that's how we are, and that's why I said it's very difficult if you want to produce or private label your products, because some of these Filipinos cannot relate. A lot of Filipinos that relate to black owned businesses are because they probably have some sort of relationship with blacks, maybe as friends, as colleagues, as classmates, name it, and this kind of gives them the edge, you know, and the courage to want to try those things. And trust me, when they do, they don't go back. This is 100%, okay? When they do, no turning back. It's quite discouraging because you're doing it in small quantity. You can't really go all out like you want to, because those people, the residents, the citizens of this country cannot relate to that. Okay, so let's assume you want to start a wig business in the Philippines. Who do you think is going to buy your wig business? It's definitely going to be Africans, not Filipinos, because they don't wear wigs. Okay, even if you want to start up skincare products, all of those things, Filipinos are into whitening products. Yes, I know that you're going to do your research and say, oh, Africans has the largest percentage of people who, you know, bleach their skins, but there are also Africans who don't bleach their skin. And if you're one of those people that understand, you can start an organic skincare line, you know, that doesn't have whitening, because Filipinos are into whitening products, you know. So you have to do something that favors them, and then you as a foreigner, what are your own people going to buy from you? Because it's like, how are you going to balance it as a business person? So you have to keep on doing your research, and at the end of the day, you're going to give up because you're like, okay, what can I do? That's why most foreigners here love to invest in, you know, real estate. They love to invest in real estate. They love to invest in restaurants, because those are the only things they know they can sell. But you cannot, or like online platforms, but you cannot establish products, because sometimes they cannot relate to that. So if you're doing something, you have to do something that balances for everyone, and most times it's really tough. It's really tough. Your taste is most times not their taste, for the most part of it. you're just going to get a few Filipinos that will support you, and the rest you have to keep pitching to other foreigners to support you. I don't know if you guys get where I'm coming from. This is why I said most foreigners cannot get rich here, except for those who have huge amount of money, made money from their country, and they just want to settle here, and they like to invest in resorts, invest in real estate, invest in restaurants, because those are the only things that are going to bring them money easily. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm overthinking it, or maybe I don't have the right research. Just enlighten me in the comment section, because I really want to know, what do you think a foreigner can do here that is not real estate, it's not restaurants, it's not resorts, whatever they can do that is going to favor the entire people? When I mean entire, I mean blacks, I mean whites, I mean Filipinos, like something that everyone is going to buy. What do you think is that thing? Have you seen, what investment have you seen foreigners do? Majority of the time here it's YouTube, it's content creation, it's just it. With that being said, I have come to the end of this video, or we have come to the end of this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share if you're new. Turn on your post notification bell, that way you get notified every time I post a new video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.